Okay, now I'm going to tell you to the best of my memory. I don't have the world's greatest memory. But I'm going to tell you to the best of my memory what happened the day that I received this message. The first thing that happened was I asked the question, because I had been filling the prompt. You know, every time I saw the word attack on the Disappearance of the Universe Yahoo group, people were talking about, John attacked Gary. And every time I saw the word attack, something in my mind would say no, no. And it seems like this happened for 2 or 3 days. And I finally wised up to the prompt. Remember what we talked about earlier, when a prompt is repeated enough, I catch on. So I finally wised up to the fact that this little no was trying to tell me there's no such thing as attack. And so I asked, is attack possible? And that's how I got this message. And this came early in the morning one day. And it must have been a Wednesday, because I taught Awakenings that day. So it must have been on a Wednesday morning. And I received the message, so that was like my first time hearing it. And then I typed up the message, that's like my second time, and I posted it. And then it turns out I did have Awakenings that morning, so I felt to teach the message. I taught it that morning. That was my third time, right, going through it in a very short period of time. I heard the message, typed it up and posted the message, and then I taught the message. And then if I remember correctly, after that, I went and took a shower. When I got out of the shower, if I remember correctly, there was a message from Dove. It could be that I got out of the shower just in time to get the call and I talked to him. I don't remember, but somehow Dove called me and I heard what he said, whether it was over a message machine or whether he talked to me. I don't remember. But Dove did something that morning that he doesn't usually do. I mean, he never does it. I'm aware of the fact that he often plays my recordings in the room, just like he plays your recordings in the room when you teach. But he doesn't call me and say, Regina, I'm playing your teaching in the room. I don't know when he's doing it. Well, that morning, even though I just taught it, he called and said, Regina, I'm playing this morning's teaching in the room now. And I think he said, come and listen to it. And I thought that was unusual, and so I took it as a prompt that it would be helpful for me to go through this message one more time. So I went and I listened to my own teaching. So this is now my 4th time in one morning going through this message. Soon after listening to the teaching, I received an email, one that we could definitely call an opportunity to feel attacked. It was from a teacher of A Course in Miracles. And basically what the email was saying was that I was a fake, that I was making up the Holy Spirit, making up these messages, and sharing them because I wanted to be a famous teacher. And this was a person who had never emailed me before. This was my very first email from this person. And I will be honest with you, my very first perception was I felt attacked. My very first perception was I felt attacked. And then, do you know what happened next? The memory of this message came flying into my mind. After all, I had been through this message 4 times that morning, right? I heard it, I typed it up and posted it, I taught it, and then for some ungodly reason, Dove called me and asked me to listen to it, and I listened to it. Suddenly, with this opportunity to perceive attack right in front of me, I remembered all of what I had just learned. I remembered all of it. And as I remembered it, literally, a miracle occurred. For when I first read the message, I knew what this particular teacher looked like. So when this message showed up, kind of the image that was in my mind was his face all scrunched up in a mean and angry and ugly way, right? Saying this stuff to me. But then when I chose to remember everything Holy Spirit had taught me in this particular message, it changed. And I saw him standing there, dressed like a waiter, holding a silver tray. Some of you may remember I later had the same vision of Laurent, but this was before that. I saw him standing there, dressed like a waiter, holding a silver tray, and the understanding that came with that, and by the way, with a very peaceful face, and the understanding that came with that was that he had shown up just now to give me the opportunity to accept the atonement for myself. He was handing me an opportunity to not believe as I always believed before. I mean, in order to let go of the perception of attack, someone has to show up and give me the opportunity to let go of the perception of attack, which also means I have the opportunity to choose the perception of attack. But they have to show up and give me the opportunity. It's just an absolute miracle. It really is, because suddenly, instead of seeing this person as really attacking me, I honestly saw love. I mean, honestly. I was so grateful. I was so grateful for the entire morning. I was so grateful for the whole thing. I saw the message came. I saw that I typed it up and posted it. I saw that there was an opportunity right there by, quote, coincidence, which is not coincidence. There was an opportunity right there to teach it immediately. And then I saw that Dove, unknowingly, right? We read earlier that miracles are never under conscious control because giving is never under conscious control. Without knowing why Dove was calling me, he called me and asked me to listen to my own teaching. And then immediately after that, this email comes, and I am given the opportunity to practice. And I'll tell you what, I used to be a trainer, and I know that a good trainer will not only teach you what you need to learn, but give you an immediate opportunity to practice. And I chose not to, literally I didn't even choose it. It almost just happened because the memory of this message came flooding into my mind, and as soon as it did, I simply did not see attack. I saw love instead, and I was very, very, very grateful. Okay, Lisa has her hand up, so I'm going to turn the mic over to her.